Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the sharing session hosted by me, Clarence, and my colleague James of CITF. Thank you for participating in this morning's sharing session on the new fund ceiling handling mechanism for pre-approved ACT or advanced construction technologies products. We are looking to implement this handling mechanism in July, and we'll go into details on what this means for vendors and also for fund applicants. Now, I hope you can hear me okay, and this session will be recorded, and the recording will be uploaded online for sharing and for your future reference. I have 10 slides to share, and let's begin, okay, by explaining why a fund ceiling handling mechanism is needed. The main reasons to have this new fund ceiling handling mechanism is to improve transparency for all parties, and also to provide greater certainty in the fund handling process, as well as reducing the processing time of each application. At the moment, we are a bit of background on what difficulties we are facing. So at the moment, unlike pre-approved BEAM softwares, the funding cap of the PA, the pre-approved advanced construction technologies or ACT products are not published. So basically applicants are not quite sure the expected grant amount for each pre-approved technology. So with this new handling mechanism, we hope by publishing the funding cap, we hope greater transparency is provided. And also, over the years, we've noticed that basically the quoted prices that we received in applications, they vary significantly from the price that vendors provide or inform us, since maybe the application for the product, and also the quoted price are also different from application to applications. So basically, we want to have a uniform, or basically to handle this. Okay, so basically, we want to make it clear that how much fund grant we can provide for each application. And also, we want to provide additional information, because sometimes fund applicants are unaware of price changes of pre-approved products. So they notice that when they receive a quotation from vendors, they may not they see an amount, but they are not sure how much fund grant could be received. And then also the quotations for the quote price might change, or even the product content might change over time. So we want to publish product information or details online as well. And at the moment when we receive an application with for a pre-approved product with significant price increase, we spend a lot of time finding out the reasons and and then presenting those reasons for the members' assessment. So okay, so with this mechanism, we hope to streamline things. Okay, so uh, we will set a ceiling cap, okay, or fund ceiling or fund cap on the pre-approved products, and with that, we won't have uh, to individually ask applicants to to get the reasons for the price increase from the rent vendors. Okay, and of course, this process is this will by doing that. If we have to ask vendors for price increment reasons, this will extend the processing time. So we don't want to see that. So how are we going to tackle these problems? We are going to implement a new ACT funding price ceiling mechanism. This will be similar to how we handle pre-approved BIM softwares, in that we will publish the fund cap for each pre-approved product. So the fund price ceiling, the latest approved price, will be published for each pre-approved product. Okay, and then and that fund price ceiling will last for 1 year. Okay, and then when it's time for an annual review, the vendors, which is around September of each year, the vendors could inform us of price changes, and then we'll and then later on we'll explain how we will handle price changes in the annual review. Okay. And price increments in fund applications would not be supported. So if we have determined an approved price, okay, and then if we receive an application with a higher quoted price, basically we will ignore the higher price, and then and then provide grant amount based on the fund's price ceiling. So there will be, even though there might be a price increase, we will just provide the fund amount shown on the website, and then the products with specification or feature changes. So let's say if there's upgrades, okay, or maybe there's added features, those will also be assessed, okay, but it will be assessed as a new product. So we will look at these changes, okay, to see if the cost benefit ratio is still considered considered good enough for the pre-approved product. Okay, and we are looking to implement this funding price ceiling mechanism in July 2000 this year. Yes, and now if the vendors do not agree to this mechanism, their products will be delisted from the pre-approved list. Or if they do not wish to have the fund cap published, the products will be delisted from the pre-approved list. Now let's go into detail, and I'll explain a bit more about this funding price ceiling mechanism. Now, what you expect is on our website, similar to the BIM software pre-approved list, you can see that for ACT products, we shall, similar to the BIM software pre-approved list, we shall publish the CITF funding price. So you can see in the example in the screenshot, to the right-hand side, we will publish the price. Okay, so just as an example, okay, so let's say this is a pre-approved product. We will show the name, contact as usual. Okay, but what is really what really changes is the price. So you can see the last three columns there. We will have some price information and also the price ceiling information of each pre-approved product. Now, if the product, let's say if the price increase involves added features or improved specification, then just as then an assessment criteria for ACT, the existing assessment criteria for ACT products will still remain, where we'll look at the technical competence of the product. So it will have it comprises it represents 70% of the assessed marks, and then 30% goes to applicability. So whether there are adoption references for the technology. So if your pre-approved product, if the specification now has a improved specification or added feature, we will use this assessment criteria to reassess it because there's a price increase and your product has improved. So we'll use this assessment criteria to assess it. So it's the same criteria. So we allow price increase, but we need justification, and we require and we will assess it based on this criteria. Okay, so let's go to the next slide where we'll show some scenarios. Okay, so what this mechanism will mean for vendor. Okay, for vendor. So the top part. Okay, so let's say you have a product ready to be included on the pre-approved list. Let's say it's a product that's not on the pre-approved list. Okay, I think if you already have a pre-approved product, then you know that it involves a pre-approved list application in the beginning. Okay, you will provide us with a price and the technical specification and so forth. Yeah, and those and the product details are assessed by vetting subcommittee, and then further assessed and approved by management committee. So there's no change there. Okay, so I'm just explaining the pre-approved list application assessment path. So there's no change. And then what will happen is, of course, if it's approved, then it will be published on our website, the CITF website. We'll assign a PA code, a pre-approved code. Let's say it's PA 18999. Okay, and then let's say the product on the day from day one, your product is successfully listed on the pre-approved list, and the product price is 1 million per unit. Okay. Now with the funding price ceiling mechanism, okay, let's say before the annual review, which is September, okay, you've decided to increase the price to 1.08 million before the annual review. And then we receive an application. We receive an application at that price. That application will be disapproved, okay? Because it involves just price increase only. So let's say it's the 1.08 million price is purely based on price increase without upgraded spec or added features. Then because this happens before the annual review in September, the application will be disapproved. And the fund price ceiling on the CITF website will not be changed. So it will still be 1 million. Okay, it will still, sorry, it won't be 1 million. It will be the funding price ceiling based on 1 million. Okay. Now, let's say the same product. Okay, initial product. Okay, it now costs 1.08 million, and during the annual review, okay, we received an application. Okay, and this application will be, because it's during the annual review, we are supposed to review all the pre-approved products. So this information, okay, will be assessed by the vetting subcommittee and management committee. And if the price increase is approved, okay, then we'll update the funding price ceiling on our website, okay, based on 1.08 million, okay. If it's disapproved, of course, the fund price ceiling on the CITF website won't be changed, okay, won't be changed. So this case one and case two is based on price increase only, without change in specification or added features. And case one and case two differs in the time which the application is received by us, whether it's before annual review or during annual review. Okay. So yeah, so you can apply. So you can apply for assessment. Okay, and this will happen if it's price increase only. If you apply for a price increase before annual review, okay, it won't be approved. But if you apply during the annual review for price increase only scenarios, for price increase reasons, only reasons, then it will be assessed during the annual review. Now, the next slide is also uh, from the vendor's perspective, okay? Case three is where there's price increase due to feature updates. So the product A is no longer version 0, it's version 1, V1, okay? So it's gone through improvement and it's upgraded. And now, case three, it costs 1.08 million. At any time, because there's feature updates, okay, we'll assess it as a new product. So we welcome you to inform us of this, okay, and we will present the new this new product. We'll treat it as a new product, even though it's a pre-approved product, the second version or the subsequent version or the latest version. Will provide all the updated information for submitting subcommittee and management committee's assessments. Because if it's approved, because the product is better off, we will allow the fund price ceiling to be updated or elevated, okay, to the approved level on the CITF, okay. And then if we found that even though there's feature updates associated with price increase, but the product is worse off than the approved version or not as cost effective, if the price increase is too significant to render those improvements cost effective, then the application to have a updated price will be disapproved. Okay. And if the version V0 is no longer available, okay, the product will be delisted, okay? Or the original version is no longer available, then yeah, the product will be delisted. Now, for vendors application for the pre-approved product with feature updates only, okay, without price increase, okay, we will also inform or have it assessed. We have the product, upgraded product assessed by the vetting subcommittee. Now, the difference between case 3 and case 4 is, of course, it doesn't associate a price increase. Case 3 is 1.08, case 4 is 1 million. So we're not too concerned about the price because we've approved we already have a funding price ceiling for 1 million. So we'll assess the improved products, okay? And if it's approved by the committees, then we'll update the product info on the CITF. So to allow this addresses the one of the points about what we are facing is where the applicant are not aware of specification changes. So we'll address this by, of course, updating the product info on the CITF website, okay? And then on the other hand, if it's disapproved, where the product is worse off than previous version or not, it won't be as cost effective because there's no price change, but it's a worse off version than the product. If V0 again is no longer available, is replaced by V1, then the product will be delisted. Okay, so these two slides, okay, are for vendors when they want to submit an application for price increase or price changes or product updates. The next slide, under the new ACT funding price ceiling mechanism, what this means for fund applicants is that at the moment, when a fund applicant submits a funding application for, let's say, a product, for a pre-approved product with the item code PA18999, okay, at 1 million, we have no problem to approve it because we have already assessed the product PA18999 and we know that, and we have a funding price ceiling of 1 million. That's fine, okay? So if we receive the funding application, the quotation shows an approved price or even a price lower than the approved price, then it will be assessed by vetting subcommittee, VSC, and then it will get approved, okay? Now, in under case 1, where we received let's say we received an application, funding application, and the quota price is increased to 1.08, okay, which is higher than the approved price of 1 million, okay, and there's no feature change or no upgrade to the specification. The application will be assessed by VSC, and then if it's approved, then because there's no feature change or feature updates, okay, and there is already a product price cap for the product, so we will approve it, but we will apply a product price cap of 1 million, okay, and then of course that 1 million is the grant is based on calculated based on the 1 million, okay, times whatever co-fund the product is entitled to. So you can see that for the fund applicant, okay, if the product is not improved or upgraded, and they submit a fund application, we'll refer to the product price cap, which is also published on the website, and then we will fund the application based on that cap published on the website. Now, if we have a funding application, okay, and the quotation shows a revised product, okay, version V1, because it has upgraded features, and the price has also increased because of that, then we will assess this fund application differently, because we will treat it as a new product. So we will go through that non-pre-approved route of assessment, and then it will be assessed by VSC. We'll look at the additional merits, if any, brought by the upgraded features, and then if the application is approved, the price basis for fund grant is subject to individual merits. So we will approve it, but we'll look at the added merits, and then offer a suitable fund grant. And then if the product is worse off, again, okay, the application will be disapproved, okay, and that's case 3, okay. That's price increase with new features, okay. Now case 4 is of course simpler, because it doesn't involve a price increase. It just involves upgraded features. So where case 4 is, we receive a quotation that 1 million is doesn't exceed the fund price ceiling. We will also receive information on the upgraded features, and that will be assessed by VSC. And if the product is better off, then you'll get approved. Yeah, it'll be approved. And if the product is worse off, then it'll be disapproved. Okay, so I hope these cases, okay, both for vendors and fund applicants, provide a clearer picture on this new ACT funding price, how the ACT funding price ceiling mechanism works. Okay, so now that's the end of the presentation, and we wish to remind that if you have any queries, or if your clients or fund applicants have any queries, they're welcome to call us or email us to seek assistance. And also, we now offer a one-on-one consulting service for fund applicants, okay, so that they can, so it's a handheld process where we will help them to open an account for fund application, and then we'll explain the steps on how to submit an application. Okay, so they could call us to make an appointment with our colleague on that. So now we'll go into a Q&A session. Now you could type your questions, if there are any, in the chat box, and I'm happy to answer whatever questions you might have. So we have a question, okay, about whether we have to resubmit to keep existing products. So if your product is already a pre-approved product, then and there's no price change at all, then you won't have to submit. You won't have to submit any additional information. But if there's a price change, then you should let us know when there's a price change, and we will assess the product based on whether it's associated with upgraded features and so forth. Yeah, and of course, what you expect is in July we'll publish the fund ceiling cap for all PA products or pre-approved products. And then when it comes September, we it will be the time for annual review. So by then we will again we will issue a questionnaire to all pre-approved to all vendors of pre-approved products, and then that will be a chance to tell us whether there's any price change or feature changes to the pre-approved products. So yeah. So the short answer is no, you don't have to resubmit, okay, to keep the existing product. We won't delist it because you haven't increased your price or changed your product. No, okay. Okay, at the moment, yes, we still require three quotations if the quoted if the pre-approved items is over 200,000. Yes, so that doesn't change. That's not changed. Yes, because we still so even though there is a cap for the product, if the applicant could source a if a lower price is available in the market, then we would still want the applicant to purchase at that lowest price. Yes. So thank you for your questions. Yes. Yes. There was a Cantonese version sharing session on the same topic held yesterday, and the recording for that will be made available online. And yes, will be made available online, and we shall email uh, a link. Yeah, a link. Yeah, the link to the recording to all pre-approved vendors of pre-approved products. So we have your email. So yes. So thank you. So we shall provide the link. Okay. So if we do not have further questions, then we'll end the sharing session. And but feel free to contact us if you have further queries. So once again, thank you for participating in today's sharing session. Thank you and goodbye.